What's poppin', y'all? It looks like DDG has really made it, because now other people are talking about him and saying that his recent accomplishments, which include over 70,000 Twitch subscribers, are fake. So DDG was recently called out in this one clip, and I'll give you guys some context after we run the clip.
If you think that this nigga got 70,000 authentic subs, you're out of your fucking mind. If you think the viewers are real, you're out of your fucking mind. You don't just do this shit randomly. Bro, somebody find me a clip from 2 months ago. Where was the sub count at? Nobody grows that fast on Twitch. Nobody, bruh.
So the individual here is a live streamer who's been in the game for a long time, at least 10 years live streaming. I think 10 years total, at least 7 or 8 years that I've been seeing him circling around the live streaming circuit. He's originally a fighting game player, was popular in the fighting game community. His name is LTG. He's a low tier god. He is known as a very controversial rapper. He's not rapper. That's how you know I talk about hip hop so much. A controversial figure streamer, because he's been banned from tournaments. He has also been banned permanently from YouTube, and there's a lot behind that. And he has a very big hater base. Like, he has a fan base, of course, but his hater base is very loud. He's said a lot of things that are controversial in the past, but he's a mainstay. Most streamers know him. I think he did some content with, I believe it was Gideon. They interviewed each other. I think Kai Cenat maybe reacted to one of his clips. Nevertheless, the guy's got a pretty strong fan base, considering he had been banned from Twitch and YouTube at a certain point in time and was streaming on some off-random platform and was still receiving support there. So that's where the context of this comes from. And he has, as you can see on his screen, 3,500 subs, and people started to try to come at him and say, oh, you've got 3,500 subs but only 1,000 something viewers. Well, that's not how Twitch works. If you've got 1,000 concurrent viewers, that doesn't mean that's all of the viewers that have been to your stream. There's a back-end stat where it shows you the people that were in your stream, unique viewers, which could be 3,000-4,000 if you're maintaining 1,000 viewers, if you're live for 6 to 8 hours, who knows. But it's also common for streamers to have more subscribers than they have average viewers. That's a very normal thing. I've seen that across, every streamer that I've seen in the past. But DDG surprisingly replied to this, because LTG isn't even in the same realm of content as DDG. I would say he has a lot of face recognition, but they're just not in the same conversation for the most part. But DDG replies, and I think DDG replied because a bunch of people were coming at him. And also, for the botting accusations, I don't think they're real. However, we will get into that. So DDG's initial reply is in this clip.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't care enough to bot no views, brother. I don't, bro. Like, at the end of the day, and I ain't even talk about who y'all talking about. I'll get to that later on. But I'm saying, like, bro, I just don't care that much to do that. Like, my real passion is music. You feel me? Like, my passion is music. I do this content shit in my sleep. This is what I've been doing for damn near 10 years. Like, my passion is really music, you know? So when people, like, look at my success and be like, oh, he botting, nigga, I don't care that much. I just come on this motherfucker. I have fun. When I first started Twitch, I wasn't making no money.
So first, DDG just addresses the initial accusations of botting in general when it comes to view count, because he's been having a very high view count. And to this, I must say, DDG's real passion is music. If his passion is music, then why is he, I wouldn't say necessarily diluting the music, but why is he splitting time, right? If his real passion is music, what's the point in doing streaming? Unless it's for money or clout. Because there are people like Beck, for instance, the guy that won a Grammy that Kanye went up and interrupted briefly. That guy's passion is music. That's all that guy does. Maybe he lives his regular life, but he's not splitting time between 2 full-time careers, music and streaming. And DDG has done music streams. Like, for instance, he made music while he was doing his own like hit-a-thon, I think it was called. He was doing a subathon and he was making music on there, but it's not the same as, let's say, a Kenny Beats, whose clear passion is music. I don't know if he still streams, but whenever Kenny Beats was streaming, it was about music. Or a Nick Mira, for instance, whose streams are him making beats, talking about music, and then occasionally, like, you know, he'll play a game for fun here and there. DDG, I think DDG's passion is clout. Now, I do think he believes that the highest levels of clout, admiration, and respect will be bestowed upon him if he makes it as a more successful musician and artist. Yes. And people showed a screenshot of DDG's sub count. Just so you guys realize that people saying that he's botting is not a crazy accusation, or not a crazy initial accusation, because here it shows in November he had 662 subscribers. So subscribers are different on Twitch than YouTube, for those that are unfamiliar. Follows on Twitch are the same as subscribers on YouTube. A sub on Twitch is somebody either paying I don't know if it's $6 now, but $5, or they are subscribing for free if they attach Amazon Prime to their Twitch account, which is the majority of subs are Amazon Prime, or people can gift subs. So you see he had 1,500 people in maybe October, but let's just look at February. January, he had 2,400, February, 6,700, and then March, 43,000. And now we're in April, and I think he's at over 70,000. So this was exponential growth. Like, talk about a hockey stick. Like, this is basically just an L shape, not even a hockey stick. And I think a lot of that was in part due to the quality of the content. In this next clip, he asks, how would you even bot subs, which is a good point. So I'm gonna run you guys that clip right now.
Botting. How do you, hey, on some real shit, is it even possible to bot subs? That's a loud boom. Can you even bot subs? Like, I tell y'all off rip, when you sub, Twitch take 50%. If I was botting subs, you think I'm gonna make 100 different accounts with different names? Y'all show me a clip where I bot subs. These be real people that be subbing up. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the 70,000 came from, or a lot of the 30,000 that I got from Japan came from Twitch subscribers.
So this is a good point that DDG makes here. Yeah, but you can't really bot subs. You have to buy subs, which means that somebody has to be dropping bans to get that sub count up. And it could be seen as taking an L, right, to have a more lit sub count, because the only way to officially do it, you don't need a bunch of accounts like DDG is saying. You can just have one person gifting subs to the accounts. But then someone will say, well, then he's botting the viewers, because then that means the viewers would have to be real for the most part, because if he's paying to gift subs, that means there has to be enough viewers to receive the subs. And some could say, oh, well, he's inflating the view count and these random bot accounts are receiving subs. It's more complicated and unrealistic for that to be the case than DDG just made really, really good content that people found entertaining, that his demo found entertaining, and he just kept pushing it and carried the momentum. The momentum is the biggest thing. DDG carried that. So instead of the subathon and then chilling, like for example, like a Kai Cenat, his subs will usually decrease after the subathon because he's not like one-upping it constantly. For DDG, he's one-upping it constantly. He's like, okay, I just did this subathon with all of these guests, making music, doing all of these different things, girls, popular girls on social media, clipping, having a ton of people clipping my stuff on all platforms, and then I'm going to go to Japan and do it again. So it's like a continuation of what he was already doing. And once you've got the ball rolling, once you've got that momentum, it can compound really easily. So no, I don't think DDG has fake subs whatsoever, nor do I think he's faking views, but I do think that he cares about this a lot more than he's leading on. So DDG felt quite insulted, and he went in on LTG in this scenario.
He grinding. Look, your own people talking. He said he grinding. Why you hating, dog? Little ass chain. And fuck your animal, nigga. Whatever animal you got, fuck your animal. I hope it get Parkinson's, nigga. Fuck your animal, nigga. You got a cat, nigga, fuck your cat, nigga. Bitch ass nigga.
1,000. Y'all niggas are slow, bro. You gonna tell me this only what? Some thousands under Kai? Bro, the shit body, my nigga.
You can't bot subs, you stupid bitch. How can you bot subs? If that's the case, why the fuck don't you do it? Cause this is bad. You got 26 subs the whole time, bro. Botch your shit, nigga. If I ever find a link, please. I will. If I ever find a link.
So here he's got DDG in beef mode. I think the funniest thing is he's talking about like, yo, you got your little chain. When did this guy, the beef turned into something about like chains and money, and eventually DDG talks about him being old. He's like, yeah, you're really old. It's one of those things where if the beef didn't go there, why are you bringing it there? But it just goes to show what DDG values a lot. And like I said previously, I have respect for DDG's work ethic and ability to pivot. But man, this guy loves materialism and like wanting to be seen as cool a lot. But yeah, he goes, I don't know why the cat had to catch a bunch of strays. And you know, I'm not a pet guy, but damn, dog, like the cat had to get it too. I didn't know it was like that. And DDG is right though. He's grinded. And we're hearing about DDG everywhere, especially as a streamer. That's a really good way to gauge if someone's actually lit, is like how much are they being talked about. And DDG's being talked about outside of his fan base a lot. And I think there's less competition right now. Like Speed just got done with his China thing, right? And then you had Kai. I think Kai's doing like his consistent streams, the regular stuff. So these people are fans of these guys, but they're also fans of like, oh, who's doing the wild stuff right now? And there was a little bit of a gap for that. And right now, DDG's fulfilling that in this time period. Now, I do think DDG's amassed a lot of fans since then, and DDG's a seasoned vet of content creation, so he's just taking what worked prior, and he's like, okay, I know this. You throw in a couple of sugar, spice, and everything nice, and you get the Powerpuff Girls, and that's what DDG's doing, except in streaming right now. So LTG responds to DDG's rebuttal and has the following to say.
Bruce, as soon as you hit a goal, you said, nah, hold on, who got the record? Nah, that, drop 10 candies, drop this, drop that. First nigga you thought of was my nigga Bruce. If you don't care, then why would you think of Bruce when you first hit a goal? Because that shit was stuck in his head. See, I know a narcissist when I see one because I'm a narcissist. Look, I'm an arrogant nigga. So I know how this nigga thinks because he's an arrogant nigga too. So he said, nah, I can't be under Bruce, drop that shit. Then he said the F, D, E, O, whatever the right?
So here he comes at DDG where it hurts, and he talks about like, yo, you're pretending you don't care about this streaming thing, but the first thing you did was talk about Bruce. Once you hit that goal, I think it was like 50 or 60,000. He was trying to beat Bruce Drop 'em Off's all-time goal because Bruce was clowning DDG. And I just believe that DDG is somebody that, like, yeah, he likes being lit. So Illuminati was correct, and DDG, or not DDG, LTG, these names are so close, it's like a tongue twister. LTG cited So Illuminati being right about DDG and what DDG wants. And yes, that's true to a degree. And I think he talks about them both being narcissists. But with DDG, this isn't fake. And the one that benefited from this the most is LTG, because now LTG gets more visibility. People that don't necessarily like DDG, they might start watching LTG. But I don't think LTG actually believed this had to be bait. He didn't admit it's bait, but there's no way, knowing how Twitch works, he believes that he would bot subs. Like maybe viewers, sure. And I do think there is a lot of botting of viewers going on lately, but subs is something that's undeniable. So DDG's really getting after it, money-wise as well. But I'm interested to see how this influences his music, because he even said like music is his biggest passion right now. But before, he tried to quit content creation twice or 3 times for music, and then now he's gone back into it full time, and it feels like music is not on the back burner, but it can't be as high of a priority as it was when that's all you were focusing on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Does this DDG stuff look real to you? Especially seeing the actual graph of the sub count grow. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go to helloyassine.com. Thank you for watching. Peace.